At one point, our management fees to Scorpion were 35 to 40% of our actual spend, which is kind of insane. When we began working with service scalers, PPC did become effective, but LSA just took off and it became like a dominant part of our lead gen. And now they help with our GMBs too, which we drive like hundreds of leads a week through, which is just crazy. So what's up? I'm John Wilson with Wilson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric in Northeast Ohio. We serve Akron and Cleveland markets, and we're slated to do about 26 to 28 million bucks this year. So larger company for the area. We started working with service scalers. So the way we got to the size we are is we grew organically, and then we acquired a bunch of businesses. We had been working with Scorpion for 5-6 years. We acquired a business and we put them into the sort of system, the Scorpion website, the PPC, all that stuff. We had a couple things happen in that relationship that really got us looking for another partner. So the first one was mistreatment of our funds. So the way the larger agencies work is they charge a percentage of ad spend, which is the management fees can end up taking up a really significant portion of your total spend. So at one point, our management fees to Scorpion were 35 to 40% of our actual spend, which is kind of insane. And they made more on PPC than LSA. So in 2021, we literally couldn't get LSA to spend more than $100 because they didn't give it any attention or let it work. We find out later it's because they only took a 10% commission on LSA versus a 20% commission on PPC, so they were never incentivized to get it to work. When we began working with service scalers, that quickly changed where PPC did become effective, but LSA just took off and it became like a dominant part of our lead gen, and still is today. It's still our biggest lead driver by far. So we'll still think back to how we used to get less than one lead a week from LSA because of the way that Scorpion handled that, intentionally damaging our LSA so that they could get higher commission on PPC, which was just insane to me.
When would you choose somebody else besides service scalers? Is there any situation you're like, you know what, I'd go with these people over them?
The bigger the business gets, the more control you need, is my philosophy. Other people have differing philosophies. And as you grow your home service company, you sort of have to decide what is the role of your marketing department. I've seen it our way and I've seen it other people's way. So our way is I believe that marketing is a massive driver of value in the organization. So I want to build as robust of an internal marketing team as possible because what I care about is speed and control. Now, there are other companies that are larger than me that feel totally differently. And what they do is their marketing company basically just manages vendors. They manages a service scalers or a mail vendor or whatever that is. And they don't internalize those that expertise. The way we think about our future relationship with service scalers is no, I really don't see another viable alternative because you guys are innovating in a way that I'm not seeing anybody else innovate. So there would be no value in me going to someone else unless somebody else was innovating totally differently, but that seems doubtful. And it's much more likely that we just the workload gets reduced as we internalize more of those functions. The other thing that service scalers did when we first moved over was, we were on this multi-year 2-article-a-month SEO contract with Scorpion. The problem with that is everyone is on a 2-article-a-month contract with somebody. You are never actually getting ahead of anyone. Because if everyone's just doing 2 articles a month, then no one's going anywhere. The way we thought about SEO was a couple different things. One, we serve 95 communities in Northeast Ohio. It's Akron and Cleveland, but there's 95 communities. We wanted a much more robust approach to SEO than we had been doing. And we didn't really know what the answer was, honestly. We're plumbers. When we got in touch with service scalers, they had an option called programmatic. And then they showed us how Roto-Rooter and the big franchises use this all over the country. And it really opened our eyes to what we could be doing on our website, and honestly frustrated us even more that Scorpion, who knows how this works, didn't offer us a solution like this. So those were really the two big things that happened early on with the Service Scalers relationship, which was awesome. So one, the incentives were aligned because it's flat fee charge, which was really important to me because I was just coming off of they were intentionally damaging one of my lead funnels to make their more expensive commission one better. And then two, a real partner in our SEO that could explain to me how this works, because SEO, it's not magical. It's formulaic. Yeah, Service Scalers was that for us, which was awesome. And then now they help with our GMBs too, which we drive hundreds of leads a week through, which is just crazy. So big move for us at Wilson.
Yeah, I remember having that conversation and you're like, hey, GMB is a big driver. And I was like, how many leads are you driving? And you're like, yeah, we're driving 25 leads a week or something. I was like, okay, we can really dial this up if we play this game right. Let's go. And that was fun.